Peace and love, everyone. Welcome to the channel. And this is where we cover astrology, metaphysics, and historical principles to help you on your path to enlightenment. So I hope you all are having a great day. And this is a follow-up to the last video that we did. And I'm actually going to get right into it. It's going to be a short video, but hopefully this will help you on the lessons and principles of karma and being able to take back control, because there's a lot of things that's happening. And I'm going to just touch on some things briefly and keep it short. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be talking about, again, the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind and how to actually bridge that gap between the two to be able to take control of your life. And so we have here the conscious mind. The conscious mind is actually ruled by the sun. Okay, and we have the subconscious mind that's ruled by the moon. Now, when we speak of the conscious mind, we're actually talking about principles of the sun, where the conscious mind is direct. Okay, it likes to go after things based off of the five senses, things that you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Okay, so you might be here one day, here the next, based off of your aspirations. Peace and love, Queen Nefertiti. We have here the active mind. Okay, this is where you begin to get active and you're not stagnant. You like to be in constant motion and making things happen. And this is also where you get this masculine polarity, where you have the masculine energy always trying to assert itself and to impose and enforce its will. Okay, peace and love, JL. Good to see you. And this is at the core, your essence. This is who you are at the core. Okay, then we have the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is ruled by the principles of the moon, which is indirect versus direct. So sometimes where you have these aspirations to go to a certain place or achieve a certain thing, the moon and the indirect energy will have you go about it in an indirect way, where it's basically programmed by the subconscious mind. So you might try to achieve it, but you might find yourself getting off track based off of your habitual behavioral patterns. And that's what we see here. You have this passive energy. So sometimes where you're active with the sun, you might be passive with the moon and not be as vocal and as a go-getter to make things happen. With this feminine, this is actually where we're dealing with the artistic, creative side. And this is where this is controlled by the water and the moon. So the feminine loves flow. It loves things to come in and flow freely. And so when the subconscious mind is taking in all of this information, sometimes there can be no filter, and that actually throws off the subconscious mind being in harmony with the conscious mind. So you might be saying, "Hey, I want to be this artist here today," but subconsciously, people have already programmed you in the subconscious mind, and you're actually filtering in everything they say. They tell you, "Oh, you can't make it, you can't do this," and then you actually take that in and receive, because this moon principle deals with receptivity and receiving. So you receive it, and you actually go the opposite of where you actually desire to go. Then you have this elephant. So the essence and the elephant is actually the powerhouse, ruled by the moon. This is the matriarchal principle. This is the patriarchal principle. So the patriarchal principle within each and every one of us is to impose our will. The elephant, the matriarchal principle, is to receive and to actually be in tune and use our creative nature as a force. And so this is what's happening with the elephant. Now imagine you being programmed uh, from the age of 1 through 7 through your subconscious mind, and not being able to have control of the subconscious mind, while you don't even have an opportunity to filter the information that people are plugging and cramming your mind with. Now, let's talk about that really quickly. From the ages 1 to 2 years old, this is the conscious mind, and this is where the conscious mind is in the delta state. The delta state is like the sleep state, okay, or coma-like state. Now, most individuals, they'll be in this state. I say most, not all. Most will be in this state from the ages 1 to 2 years old, and this is where they're taking in information and they're in like a coma state. From the ages 2 to 6 years old, this is where the conscious mind is in the theta state, and this is actually where the mind is in a trance-like state, or it's like a sponge that can take in a whole bunch of information, download a whole bunch of perceptions, experiences, thoughts, ideas, and the danger is that it cannot be, or sometimes it's not filtered. Now, from the ages 1 to 7 years old, both of the hemispheres of the brain, they actually work together. And this is where specific thought patterns develop in specific hemispheres of the brain. And so, on one instance, you might tell yourself, based off of what other people program the subconscious with, you might tell yourself that you can achieve. And then, on another instance, this is where self doubt might be programmed into you based off of other people's failures and projections of reality onto you. So, again, the danger is that from the ages 1 to 7, you don't really have control over the subconscious mind until you're able to gain consciousness of the conscious mind to be able to filter out all of this information that's being processed into the subconscious mind. That's a dangerous spot to be in. And a lot of people live their lives in this way, and they're being programmed by people like Bill Gates, who was granted the patent on software and gene technologies to alter mRNA and control the DNA and the software of individuals. Now let's talk more about this. We're talking about each individual born under a certain year, month, day, and time. This formulates their karma based off of the planetary alignments in the heavens and their aspects toward each other and their influence on you. This is where karma is formed, and this actually forms the central processing unit, which is the CPU. Okay, and each individual, they have unique karma, they have a unique CPU. Now, when we're talking about humans and individuals and beings, we're talking about two things: the hardware, which is the physical. Okay, and a lot of people in the physical, you try to change that, you try to alter and do all of that, and at the core, that's who you are. But a lot of people alter and change that because they don't like the hardware. But the hardware, this is what you're stuck with. And then the software. Okay, I got good news and I got unfavorable news. Um, the hardware, it can't be reprogrammed. Now, some people like to change their hardware. Again, they add stickers to their hardware. They add logos and different things to their hardware. They remove certain things from the hardware. But at the core, it is what it is. The software is downloaded from the ages 1 to 7 years old. Very key, okay? Very important. But the software can be reprogrammed. As you can see, the software is 70% of the mind. So 70% of the mind is the powerhouse, okay? And it can be reprogrammed. However, when you look at the hardware, uh, it can be influenced by the planets, okay, when they transit one's natal chart. When you have a natal chart and the planets return to certain positions in your natal chart, this is where you can install updates to the software. Okay, how do you do that? When we're looking at the sun, okay, we're looking at when the sun returns, it's called the solar return, to a position close to where it was when you were born. This is where you get a opportunity to install an update to your mission in life, your purpose. When the moon return, lunar return, we actually have a opportunity to install updates to your behavioral patterns on your emotional needs and things that gratifies you. When Mars return, this is actually where you get a chance to update and install new software concerning your actions and your desires. When Mercury returns, this is actually where you get an opportunity to update your intellect and update your ability to receive and process information. When Jupiter returns, this is where you get an opportunity to install updates concerning your vision, okay, and where you're headed in the direction in life. And then when Venus returns, this is actually where you get an opportunity to install updates to your values, your core values. Venus rules over materials, and a lot of our people are programmed subconsciously to value the materials more than we value ourselves. Okay, and so this is an opportunity when Venus returned to update those core values. And Venus is actually transiting now Pisces. So a lot of people dealing with love or dealing with uh, being with someone. Now you got to check your values. You're getting opportunities to update those installations. And now you have Saturn. Last but not least, we have an opportunity to update our discipline when it transits. So when the planets transit your natal chart, this is the opportunity to install those updates. Now, not everybody does that. Some of you press remind me later. Some of you will say, yeah, update, install. Or install the update a week from now, a day from now, a year from now, a month from now, a decade from now. And then these opportunities, when they come, you don't get a chance to increase or enhance your software. Okay. Some of you are running on outdated software trying to achieve new things. Now, when we're talking about karma, I can't leave this on the table. We have karma here, and this is how karma can be explained. This is how it works. This is you here, and a lot of the actions that you do, whether good or bad, positive or negative, light or dark, um, based off the planets, okay, and their aspects, whatever you do, you are actually uploading them to the cloud. The cloud is karma. This is the karma cloud. And once you upload it, then it begins to process, and once it's finished processing, it then gets downloaded back onto you. So it might not happen instantly. Some of it does. Some karma does happen instant, but some may take a while. And this is actually what we're dealing with when we're talking about karma, and a little bit how it works. So how can I be able to uh, take control and be able to merge my conscious mind, subconscious mind, the software and the hardware together? One of the ways is through meditation. Now, if you don't meditate, you can begin to meditate. I know sometimes you have what's called the monkey mind, and people can, your mind can wander because of all of the thoughts, and you're not used to it. But you don't have to start off long. You can start off small and start off with a couple minutes a day, and if you can't do that, then a couple seconds, and work your way up. Do it consistently. Another way is through astrology. Okay, you can check your natal charts and check when you have transiting planets hitting certain houses, which are going to be monumental for you installing these updates to your software. And if you need help, you have an astrologer here. And so it's very um, straightforward, straight to the point, what you can do to begin to change the karma and begin to work on the Dharma wheel. So I just wanted to give you guys this follow up, this update. We'll be covering more of this. And you guys remember to hit the like and share. And we're going to continue to break down information in the next video and as a follow-up. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace and much love. Ahead.